let me add in the comments links to everything for this video. William's asking about refresh rate on the monitor. It's FreeSync, but it's only good to like 75 hertz. Again, this is an editing computer, not a gaming computer, not a big gamer, so that wasn't a priority. And the graphics card is a little bit underpowered for driving that monitor with like AAA games, I guess they would be called. I'm not a big gamer, again. So this graphics card, this is a 1660 Super. You can see there, it's good for like 1080p gaming. That's what I guess its market is built for, but that's not my use. So I have roided out on my processor and my RAM and my SSD more than my graphics card, because I need more power than I need resolution and frame rate, if that makes sense. So I guess we can go over the stuff that I have selected here. This is a mid-range motherboard capable of supporting, this processor, this RAM, that SSD. But the MSI, the Max versions, are good for the new version of the Ryzen. The Ryzen, this is a 3600. So this motherboard with the Max is good for the 3600 series. Some of the non-Max motherboards don't necessarily support the 3 series Ryzen out of the box, and some of them require like a BIOS update, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So I just avoided that whole mess. I spent a little bit more and I got one that's compatible out of the box. Ryzen 5 3600, I don't even know, 6 core 12 thread. It's a lot. I'm not a huge computer geek. This is probably the second or third computer I've built. The last computer I built, 2007 maybe, 2006. And it had a AMD like Athlon 3600 single core, single thread, and no graphics card. That was actually just a storage server that I built. The power supply, I just got a kind of a budget one. I had originally selected a more expensive one, but they weren't shipping in time, and I was like, well, screw it, I can get this one, it'll be here on time. So that's what I got. It's a Corsair CX550. Should be plenty of power for this. Memory, 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 3600 megahertz. Again, fast. 16 gigabytes in 2 sticks. And this motherboard has 4 slots, so I can upgrade in the future if I want to spend the extra $100 if I'm running into bottlenecks with what I have. SSD 970 EVO Plus. One of my viewers recommended this. I forget his name. I'm sorry. I would shout out to you right now. NVMe M.2. So this should be plenty fast for loading any video files. So this is 500 gigabytes. I have an 8 terabyte external that I back up all my video to. And then I also have that backing up to Backblaze with an unlimited account. Graphics card, this is a gigabyte. I don't think the brand really matters that much, besides if they bin high or bin low. Binning is a term for cherry picking the best processors of a batch from the manufacturer. And this is a 1660 Super. So this is the same as a 1660, except the Super, you get GDDR6 memory. So it'll be faster memory. The same guy that recommended upgrading to this recommended a 1660 Ti, which is a little bit older of a processor, but still valid. And he said you get more for it, but it's also, I think it's like $40 more expensive. So this is sufficient. I saved $40. Case NZXT H510. This has the red accent. It's a small size that supports a full ATX motherboard. I wanted to go micro ATX or even ITX, but all of that equipment, especially in the motherboard front, is just more expensive. And the case is going to be expensive too. So I just went with a full-size case, but it's still a compact full-size case. The monitor there is a 27-inch 1440p 75 hertz FreeSync. So I should have a lot of resolution to work with, and probably in the future I'm going to upgrade to a second monitor, either one of these or a bigger one, or a smaller one that'll be on the side. So this would be like my primary monitor, or maybe in the future this would be relegated to secondary monitor, William's asking about all AMD. So this is an NVIDIA card. And it's my understanding that these are generally good enough for, better for video editing because of CUDA cores. I don't know what a CUDA core is, but that's what I've read. It's better for it. And then the AMD processor, just more bang for the buck. Also, I praise them for their naming scheme, which actually makes a lot more sense than Intel. Although NVIDIA I've heard has stupid naming schemes too. You guys are asking what resolution this is. This is a 1440p. Now I haven't built a computer in, again, 12 years, but I generally keep up on the industry. Like I watch Linus Tech Tips a lot. So I don't think I'll need any help from you guys, but you're there if I need you. I know that. I had asked in a previous post on YouTube if I should be doing this kind of like a winging it, where I don't verify that anything works before doing the video, and everybody said to wing it. So I'm winging it. We're going to try to go all the way through the build and installing Windows. I have that preloaded on a USB stick. So we'll see if we can load Windows 2 and make a comment on my channel with this guy. I don't know how long it'll take, so maybe make some popcorn. Start with the motherboard and getting the CPU in. Oh, before the CPU goes in, making sure that the standoffs that are in the case match up to the motherboard. No, I'm not using an anti-static strip. It's actually, I feel somewhat unnecessary. Also, it's pretty humid in here right now. So do I need I could put a fancy badge on it. SATA cables, don't need those. A little tiny screw, I'm not sure. Oh, M.2, so I will need that. Now I don't have a preference on cases, I really just like the look of this, and a lot of people use these cases, so why not me too? Yeah, that's pretty easy. Let's not make the newbie mistake of forgetting the backplate. Jesse's saying to not install it in the case yet. I'm not installing it in the case yet, I'm just verifying that the standoffs are in the right spot. Actually, I was wrong. Those standoffs that are there are fine, so I don't need to do anything with them. $65 people. Wow, welcome. Make sure that the triangle's in the right corner. Of course, I'm dropping sweat in it. That's fantastic. Okay, that should be dry now. Triangle goes there. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's in. Cooling. For cooling, I just went with the stock cooler that comes with the processor in this case. And this has a pre-applied thermal conductor there, so I'm just going to use that. Because if you look at it, this has like hooks for a different type of cooler, and this cooler just has screws. Which end goes up? Well, we'll put the fan on the fan side. How about that? Yeah, no, Linus drops everything. I'm the one that drops sweat into the socket for the CPU. So now it's upside down for you guys, but I think it'll be in the red ones. those are both snugly in place. And then here is the fan plug. Perfect. So it's been a long time since I built a computer, and I've never actually seen an M.2 in person. So this is a lot smaller than I expected. All right. So that goes in there, and then the screw for that is in the box. And then that needs a tiny screwdriver, which I brought my tiny screwdriver set. Something I was concerned about, like Linus Tech Tips, I watch them a lot. They'll do live streams and unbox the stuff in the stream. Wait, why is that not working? Oh, that makes sense. There's a standoff that needs moved. So I don't want to lose that screw. There's a standoff here that has to be moved. That screwdriver's too big. Hey, that'll work. That's good. That's good. I realize my hand's blocking the video, so you guys can't see anything, but it's kind of small to begin with. Okay, I'm surprised that worked. Okay. So we have processor in, heat sinks in. Just verify that the screws on this all feel snug. Yes. Memory's in, storage is in. Put away our tools so we don't lose them. Oh, all sorts of goodies. I don't know that I really need any of that. Now, it would have been nice to get a modular power supply, but in my case, haha, I made a pun, all of the wires that are ugly can just live down here, and I won't ever see them. I think the only wire I'll need is the 24 pin, and then, was this like a 6 or an 8 pin? I'm not sure. Whatever the graphics card requires. I think that looks right. I don't know, is there an up or down? I think it should probably be this way, so that this fan, there's a fan on the bottom of the power supply. The fan will interact with the outside air because there's a grill here. I think that's the way it should be. A similar thing, let's see, I think I can just leave those there. I'm not exactly sure which power cords I need. Okay, I need, looking at this, I have the 24 pin here, or 20 pin, I'm not sure which, and then an 8 pin there. So this is a CPU and 24 pin, and the graphics card. This requires an 8 pin. Okay. At the top of the case, I know I'll need CPU power, and on the side here, I'll need the 24 pin, and then also something for the graphics card. Maybe those wires want to go through after the motherboard is in place. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can put this guy in. Yes, I do have the IO shield in already. so I'm not making that mistake. There we go. The motherboard mounting plugs. Now I have a little bit extra wire sticking out here than I need for the motherboard power supply. Alright, that's in and plugged in. Although it looks kind of ugly, so let's fix that. Ta-da! All right. Now up on the top we have the CPU power supply. Assuming I can get it through the hole. That's what she said. Let's see, these clips go on the back side. There we go. And then I guess we can put in the graphics card now, right? So the cover on the PCIe slot. There, that's down out of the way. Except, okay, I've never done this before, at least in this case. It has a guard here to hold the tab in for the graphics card. So this has to come out. And then also, I think I did the wrong ones for this. So let's take this one off. And we're going to move it up here. And now the graphics card can go in. A lot of you guys are probably laughing at me. I'm laughing at me too, don't worry. There we go. And it clicked into place. It's all happy and secure there. There we go. I find them maybe after the stream. And then this cover goes back on here. Okay, the screw holes are there. So it goes like that. And I was mistaken, these screws here only need loosened up. And you slide that up out of the way to get access and then just close it back down. RGB, you guys might be asking. I am not a fan of RGB fans that much. I mean, they can look fine. I think everything here's done except I still need to do, well, that light's pretty good. I still need to do the light for these connectors down here. Not the light. I still have to do those connectors. So I don't know if I have one of these ports. We'll just stick them through and then we'll see if it lines up with anything. Because that's the way it should be done, right? USB 3. That goes right in there. This is HD audio. So I think maybe this audio goes, there's an audio port on the back bottom corner down there. So I think that's where the audio goes. Pardon guys, I'm such a noob doing this. This is a fan header, so I can put that on the fan. That's the case fans, I presume. And then this is front panel, JFP1. So I presume JFP1 would be front panel, right? I really hope that that sweat that I dropped in the CPU socket and then blew out will be okay. So I think this is for USB-C. Let's look at the case. All right, yeah, that's front panel. I'm not seeing it immediately here. So I may not have whatever that is. I think it's USB. Number 2 is USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type C. That's Gen 1, that's Gen 2. Okay. So will it work with just the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 is a separate breakout? I don't know. And then we also have, so we're not going to use this, and it has a cover. I don't think my motherboard has the right socket for that. So it doesn't have USB 3.0 Gen 2, Gen 3, whatever it is. So I won't be using that. And then this other one is audio, which I have to put on that one, but it's a little bit short, so I need to get some more wire. Can you guys see that? I think you can. All right, this audio port has to go down here. Ta-da! I don't think there's anything else really to do back here besides maybe cable manage these, but I don't even know if that's really that necessary in this case. You can stick that down there, but how are you going to put anything here if that Velcro is attached? Somebody's asking if I have the CPU fan in the right spot. Oh, that wire can actually just go up there, and that'll be happy living there. I think we're done back here. He's asking if the CPU fan is in the right spot. Yes, the things that you saw me plugging in for the case, that was for the case fan. There we go. All right, let's put some power to it before I put the front panel on. Probably don't even need the back panel on to do that. I have power right here on my island, so I plug that in and turn it on. Who wants to do the magic touch? I guess I'll do it. You guys hear the puppies? They're saying turn it on. Okay. Nothing. Okay. Let's verify that the power supply is actually turned on. Yeah, that'll help. Let's try it again. It is not doing anything. Now I have power. It's not even posting. Everything. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. What if the front panel is not plugged into the right thing? But it is. I don't know, guys. I mean, there's the... I'll pull it off and show you. JFP1, so that'd be front panel 1, right? And the ports on it match. That's USB, that's USB. JTPM1. Let's look at a motherboard and see. Come on, give me a picture. You see there, it just says JFP1 in the corner. That's the one that I had it plugged into. Let's look here. JFP1, front panel connectors. Yeah, that's what it was plugged into. And that's what this says. It says front panel. It's not doing anything. I know it's plugged in. I know the switch is on. And I have power to this port. So it could either be the cable or the power supply or I don't know. Why aren't you turning on? Like, I'm not getting anything. Turn the power supply off, turn it back on, hit the button, nothing. And yeah, there is the trick where you can just bridge the power pins. So we're looking for power switch is going to be these two here on the end is power switch short with a screwdriver. These two pins and it'll turn on. Nothing. Oh yes, let's verify that. Well, there is no 110 or 240 switch on the power supply, so I don't think that's it. Is it only a 110 power supply? I don't know. It may be, like normally there would be a voltage selector on the back of the power supply, and it is a multi-volt power supply. It might be auto switching. Maybe there's a switch that's not on the back of it. It doesn't even say. Is there a way that I can test the voltage or coming out of the power supply? Okay, it does have a little key there. I see it now. It's hard to see, but right here is the key for the power terminals, and I'm not getting anything. Let's verify that I have power out of this outlet. I mean, I should have power out of this outlet. I don't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, the fan's working just fine. It might be the power cable. It's on. Doesn't do anything. It's plugged in. There's no voltage selector, so I imagine it'll be auto selecting. It's not doing anything. That's plugged into the wall, and the wall has power. Let me run downstairs and get another power cable, just to verify that it's not the power cable. So that's the only thing I can think of right now. I got another power cable. This is a known good power cable. It's on, it's plugged in. Okay, so it's not the power cable, that's not doing anything. And somebody's also saying to take the motherboard out of the case and try it again. And I'm kind of tempted to do that. See if we can make the power supply turn on. I don't hear anything from the power supply. It's not doing anything. So let's unplug everything and try to jump the power supply to turn it on. This one and this one jump to turn on. Plugged in and on. Nothing. I may just have a dead power supply, guys. Dead on arrival power supply. That's odd. Like, I'm getting nothing. So I can verify that nowhere on it is a voltage selector. It's a non-modular power supply, so there's no way for any of these plugs to be an issue here. I don't know. Let's take it out completely. Set this aside. Alright guys, just so you can see it, because I'm already set up here for it. That's volts. Yeah. There you go. 121 volts. So I know the cable's good. I don't know what to say about that. You can plug the cable right in. It's plugged in all the way. It's perfectly seated. And then on the power supply, I can try shorting that pin and that pin. But now it turns on. You guys see that? We got fan spin. I wonder if we had fan spin before, but I just couldn't hear it and I couldn't see it because it was in the bottom of the case. Let's try to keep this really simple. I'm going to plug this in. Plug in the CPU power. That's good. And then plug in the graphics card. I don't know if it actually needs graphics card external power to power on, but it won't hurt anything to do it. And then we short, where's my screwdriver? Well, let's try the power button here. It's still plugged in. The power button's not doing anything. Try shorting these two pins. So it might actually be a bad motherboard, because I can verify that the power supply is working. But I short these pins that should be the power switch, and it does nothing. It's firmly seated. So I don't know at this point. Let's see what the comments say again. Saying graphics cards are happy without power, so let's try that. Doesn't hurt anything. Again, nothing. Now you guys are saying remove the GPU. Does that do anything? No, that doesn't do anything. The other comments are to remove the RAM and reseat the RAM. Still nothing. I have the 24 pin in, and I have the CPU pin in, or plug in, and it's not doing it. It's on, it's plugged in, it has power. And I can also remove the RAM completely as an option, I guess. Let's see if that does anything. Like, I don't exactly see how removing things and trying it would do anything. It would attempt to do a power on self-test, and then it would beep if it failed something. And then you guys are saying check the jumper for the BIOS. I guess that's something else that I could try. If you guys were curious, here's the 2 terminals on the power jump out or breakout that I was powering. It's the power switch there, those 2 terminals. Verify the CMOS jumper JBAT1 is set to keep data. I don't know that that would affect it powering on though. Test with another working power supply of equal or greater wattage. Well, unfortunately, this is the only one I have at my disposal, so that's not an option for me. I'm not getting any beeps at all, so it's doing nothing. The power supply is not turning on. And I don't see anywhere else that there's a jumper except for this one clear CMOS jumper, but I don't think that would affect it not turning on. But apparently everybody's saying check the CMOS jumper, so let's go find where that is. CMOS jumper, I'm not... JRGB1, what's that? There's no jumper on it. All right, well, I guess the only thing I can do right now is just take it out of the case, like was suggested in the beginning of the stream, right? Let's put the memory back. Well, no, we don't need the memory. It's not going to help anything right now. Turn the power supply on. Let's verify. Yes, that's on. Okay, I'll try turning it on now. Nothing. Let's see what the comments say. Guys are asking if there are any LEDs on the board, and I don't see any LEDs. It's not doing anything. Somebody just said to put it in the box. I don't really see how that will help, but I can do it just to make you guys happy, if in case the box makes it work. I don't know. I highly doubt that'll make it work. That's the way it came in, minus the anti-static shield. And then I can jump the power pins right here. Nothing. And I know those are the power pins. So maybe it's just a dead motherboard. The only other thing I could try, and you guys were suggesting, is to reseat the CPU. So let's try that. And yes, when I was assembling it the first time, I did drop a bit of sweat into the socket for the CPU. So that's probably like one of the worst things you could do. Why did it come out? Oh. It's a thermal paste. It shouldn't have come off like that, I don't think. So it could have been the CPU wasn't seated correctly. So we can try it without the CPU. Apparently it'll still do some sort of post without anything in it. And you know, I thought when I put that CPU in there, it was maybe up a little high in the corner, but I pressed it down and then I put the lever down and I thought that would have done it. So I don't know. That was it. See, I got fan spin now. And I got an LED. You guys can see that. The whole time I was just a poorly seated CPU. Except now I have to get the CPU off of the heatsink here without damaging it. Of course, that works too. Let's just verify that none of the pins are bent now because I just dropped it. Yes, there is a bent pin right on the corner. This is like what not to do, guys. Don't do what I do. All right, let's try this again. Turn off the power. Put the CPU in with the triangle facing the correct direction. Let's also not get any thermal paste on the pins, guys. Let me just clean my hands off first. Okay, fully seated. For sure now. And I'm probably going to have to redo the thermal paste because I took it off. I don't have any more, so we'll just put it on, and if it shuts down due to overheating, well, we'll just have to replace that at a later date. So let that be a lesson, kiddos. Make sure your CPU is seated all the way in the socket. Otherwise it won't turn on. Let's turn the power supply on and hit the power button. And we get lights. Everything's working. We got fan spin. We have power. Sadly, there's no lights to really see it turn on, I don't think. So I plugged it in, give it some juice, and then ta-da, we have fan spin. Exciting, right? Come on. What? No signal? Might take a little bit to actually get to the BIOS. Hey, we have a flashing cursor. MSI! Yay. No boot device. I have on this Windows 10. Get the right way. I'm hoping that it'll boot to the USB. If not, I'll have to go in and change the BIOS setting to boot to USB. You can use the audio from the live stream from the puppies. Yes, go for it. So did I mess up and just not press the any key like I should have? Why is this monitor turning off so easily or frequently? Hey, look at that. Does our mouse work? Our mouse works. English, English, US, next. Install now. Ta-da! We got it working. I don't have a key. I'm going to go online and buy one for like 30 bucks from one of those places where you can buy a valid key for 30 bucks. Bjorn says he has lots of keys. So fantastic. I can actually use one of yours. I will. So let's just go with Pro. I don't know what Pro In is, so we'll just go with Pro. I'm hoping this will install pretty quick. Either way, I can stand here and chat with you guys. Custom install, Windows only, yes. 500 gigabyte, yes. Copying Windows files. All right, United States. US keyboard, yes. Skip, second keyboard. No, I don't have one. Let me run downstairs and get my other Wi-Fi adapter. I probably won't see the drivers for this immediately, so I might not be able to do it immediately. Yeah, it's not going to see that, so we might have to restart for it to see that. We'll continue with limited setup. Name, Joe. No. Decline. No. Accept. This copy of Windows is straight from Microsoft. If you search for Windows 10 Microsoft download, it'll pretty much come with a page that you can download a file or a program to load Windows on that USB drive. All right, display settings. I suppose we would actually need drivers for the graphics card, but we would also need internet for that first. Night mode, mobile hotspot. Let's go to Windows Device Manager and see if we have an unknown networking device in there. Yes, we do. Update driver, search. Okay, it says there's already a driver installed. Network. Hey, there we are, look at that. What? I was just about done. No, skip. Okay. I don't think that actually connected the first time. Okay, it says it's connected. Let's see if we can download Chrome. Yes, we have internet. Download now. You know the meme about Edge Explorer. All he does is install or download Chrome. No, I don't want that. Run it. Oh boy, my mouse is set up. Do you guys want to move closer so you can see this? I don't know. Should already be installing. Close those guys. UAC is asking about something. Yes. I don't know if I should use the stock drivers from NVIDIA or Gigabyte or whatever it would download on its own. Let's go to our live stream. Search. Hey, there we are. Oh, look, an ad. Thanks, guys, for watching ads and funding all of this. Now we're going to have an infinity display. No, I already have YouTube Premium. I don't need you. All right, let's see if we can change the resolution here. Nope, it needs drivers for that. So where's display adapters? There we are. Okay, it's not seeing it at all. I do have the monitor plugged into the graphics card, but it's not seeing it yet. So hope this is fun for you guys to watch. Which one? Windows 10 download. Let's see how fast it downloads. It's saying 36, 32 minutes. Should be going faster. I have 120 megabit internet. So that might be a limitation of the network adapter, which is only wireless, and then I have wireless AC in the house. Or it might be a Gigabyte site. Their servers are not offering the drivers as quickly as they should. So that driver is now downloaded. It must have decided to go quickly. I can also do do a benchmark, Cinebench R20. Sword. There it is. Let's check the driver download. It's still installing. Well, things are going quickly, so that's fantastic. Again, graphics drivers are down. Oh, there we go. We have high resolution. Since you guys are still with me, I will increase the zoom so you guys can see it along with me. Restart required. No, I don't want a desktop shortcut. You know I might actually. Let's do restart later. So we'll restart and we will have full drivers installed for the graphics card. And then Anthony is talking about disabling UAC. Yes, I do that. I haven't had to do it in a very long time because I haven't gotten any new computers or even computers down at our hospital. I actually leave UAC on because there's people that don't know what they're doing on the computers. And really I've been lax on security down there, so that's not a good thing. I need to figure out how to lock down the client computers so they can't mess with them, but I'm not network or computer savvy enough to know how to do that exactly. But now we're up and running with very few problems and very fast Windows installation. I was kind of surprised how quickly that went. I thought I'd still be talking here with you guys about hydroelectric power or something. I could be like Carrie Holzman and start doing computer videos. Okay, let's run Cinebench R20 and see what we get. It's going quite a bit faster than my laptop, that's for sure. I'm sure while I was blabbering, Cinebench finished here, and it came out to 3,513. 3.4 gigahertz, 3,513, which is faster than a Ryzen 7 1700X 8-core. So that's good. Now, mind you, my laptop, I ran the same test on it, and it was only like 210 or 250. Yeah, my laptop is just not very powerful. Memory, CPU, here's CPU temperatures. Current temperature is 38 degrees C. CPU, we can do show graph. Of course, we have to let it cool down a little bit. I don't know what thermal throttling would look like because we started that in the middle of a benchmark. And it looks like we can do the different cores also, as long as they have temperatures. What's VR MOS? I don't know, but we're getting a temperature for that too. We already have CPU. I don't know what PCH is, but we'll watch its graph too. I know this isn't exactly the right way to do benchmarking, guys. But I suppose we could run this again. And then watch the temperature. And then IZ is saying Prime 95 for CPU stress test. Yeah, I could do that too. I don't know if I will. I guess 85 is a little bit high, huh? Oh, come on, where's the right button? Let's zoom out because that's crazy. Download, US. East Coast, yes. It does not like starting Prime 95. So we got 3,455 on Cinebench R20. Again. And then also I had this user benchmark running maybe at the same time. I don't know. It's not liking Prime 95, so I don't know what to do about that. I'm just going to kind of ignore it. I don't know that there's anything else really to do or say. I still have to get it set up. So I still need to get it set up for what I'm doing, which is Adobe Premiere mostly. And I guess as a closing activity, I know you guys will like this. I saved it for last. I'm just going to unplug this because I need to move it out of the way. Ta-da! Thank you to any of my Super Chat donations. And anybody who viewed this, you guys are fantastic in my book. Overall, I'm very pleased with this, except for me screwing up twice. But it still works. So future marks, I will consider doubling my RAM because I still have 2 empty memory slots. You guys are crooked. Straighten you out. I still have 2 empty memory slots. The CPU cooler might need thermal paste reapplied because I had to reseat it and messed up the thermal paste, so I need to get some more. I might get a better cooler for the CPU. We'll see if that's a problem in the future, though. I probably will redo the thermal paste anyways, because that's the right thing to do. I might actually, because I don't know, because it has a clear side, I might still do some LEDs. I mean, it does look pretty cool inside, right? I suppose it doesn't need this sticker, huh? There we go. So I might add some LEDs because it does look really cool. It's all kind of red and black. I didn't plan it that way. It just so happens that the motherboard that I got is red and black, and that the case, well, I did pick the case as red accented black because I don't have a favorite color now, but I used to like red. So red it is. Other things, I don't know if this USB-C port works. And I don't think there's anything else really that needs done or changed. It's just going to work how it is, and it's probably not going to be changed for another 5 years until I maybe upgrade to 4K. But even then, this is probably a good enough computer for 4K editing, minus the monitor. The monitor doesn't have the resolution. Most of my recording is 1080p. Like, here's my camera, and it only does 1080p. So there's no rush to do 4K editing. That's just going to take more storage space and time and that stuff. I might put a local storage hard drive in it if I start doing more gaming, because I finally have a computer capable of doing it. I'm probably going to need this space, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now I've been working okay on about 100 gigabytes of free space on my laptop to do editing. So the additional, what would this be, 300 or 400 gigabytes of free space under normal use would probably be enough. Herbert's saying to do 1080p, I could record in 4K and then zoom into 1080p. Yeah, that's an option. But I don't know if that's really my style either. I just try to get it right the first time. And I don't do those dramatic shots where you like zoom in on somebody and then zoom back out just to emphasize and de-emphasize things. It's not really me. And then people are saying to get a water pump. If anything, I would get a really kick butt air cooler. But if I had to do a water cooler, it'd probably be what are they called? Like all-in-one coolers by. And because this is an NZXT case, I'd probably just do NZXT to make it match. Why? I don't know. I like the looks of that new Linus Noctua cooler that's all blacked out. That's really cool. And I have lots of room in here to do that. Alan's asking how much money do I have in the PC build? Well, I don't know exactly, because I was dumb, and I think it was Alex Benz, a Patreon supporter, pointed out that on the list that I posted on Patreon, I had 2 SSDs, so here's the extra one, and that messed up my budget. Total all in, I want to say that I have around $1,100, and that includes the monitor, but nothing else. It was $1,200 plus I got this extra SSD that I didn't need to, and I need to return this because I don't have a place for it. This motherboard only has the one M.2 slot. Dubes 402, more vlogs coming. Yeah, I have some footage that I need to edit together. I think that will be it for this stream, since it's been about 3.5 hours, minus that little bit in the middle where where the camera got disconnected and then the battery died just as you guys are watching puppies. I will see you guys later. It was a lot of fun and stressful at the same time, sadly. So, adios.